the observant of you will notice I'm not in the Porsche. I decided it might be interesting maybe to cover off some of the other cars that I have access to, as that probably gives a bit of a view as to my thoughts on things when I'm describing Porsche ownership compared to other things. So this is, we've only had it 8 days, our new Mini Cooper Clubman John Cooper Works edition. So it's the 306 brake horsepower, all 4, so 4-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic, and it's pretty good fun. Some people say if Mini did a Golf R, it would be this. I'm not doing a Golf R, so I can't comment. I've got a Golf GTI. It's pretty different to a Golf GTI. What I'd say to start with is, if you want a small fun family car that's built really, really well, go and get a Mini. This is our second Mini Clubman that we've had. We used to have a Cooper D automatic, that was a few years ago now. And this thing's amazing. I mean, I'm not one for touching plastics and going, oh, that feels really nice. Because I don't think anyone outside of car reviewers actually does that. But it's built really, really well. I've had a few BMWs over the years, and you can completely see where that build quality's come from with Mini. You know, feels almost like a Mini F10 maybe, Mini 5 Series. It's pretty cool. Obviously it's got loads of toys because it's a John Cooper Works edition, so it gets quite a few things on the spec sheet. So it's got incredible headlights. I don't think I've been in a car that's better than a Mini with upgraded headlights. Let you come down. I don't know whether it's like your seating position compared to the height of the light or whatever, but in the dark this thing's absolutely incredible. So good. The infotainment's pretty good. I've just had the software update done on it to take it to iDrive 6. I'll do some pictures so you can see what the difference is. One of them looks like something from the Arc, another looks like something that's actually quite modern. And the main reason I did that is you get full screen CarPlay. And it's just easy having CarPlay, isn't it? That's completely changed infotainment in cars, hasn't it? About to go on one of my more enjoyable roads, so I will put it into sport mode. So what I've noticed with the sport mode is there is a definite sound difference. If you stood outside the car, you can hear the valves opening, and it seems to do that thing when it pumps a bit of sound in through the cabin as well. It sounds quite fake. But what I will say is in sport mode, the steering feels a bit nicer, the throttle response is a bit better. It feels really good. This is just like my Cayman video. I'm stuck behind someone in a Corsa who thinks that it's okay to do 34 in a 60. So this is not going to be much fun. I'll just have to have a little chat and drive quicker later. But I'll just, in a second, once we've got a bit of more speed, they're surely going to speed it now. It's completely straight. No, they're not. So I'll go back into green. I don't know if you can notice the difference there, but it feels quite substantial. I'll talk about one of my pet hates with all BMWs and Minis, and that's that they come with Runflat tyres, which are absolutely appalling, spine-breakingly hard sidewalls. They're swapped out. They're swapped out already, even though they have put brand new ones on the front, because on day 2, obviously if you've got a diamond cut wheel, you curb it immediately, and that is what happened to us. So it took a chunk out the sidewall on one of the tyres. I don't like tyres, I've got sidewall damage. As you can possibly see, we've got 2 kids. It's just not worth the hassle. So not only am I obsessed with 3 mil is the time to change your tyres, any sidewall damage, the tyres getting swapped. So this has got now the new Michelin Cross Climate 3 Sports. It's been like the fifth car we've had cross climates on. So we had a couple of discoveries with it. My Golf's got them, and my wife's old Touran, which we swapped for this, all had cross climate too, although I think it was 2 SUVs for the 2 Land Rovers. They're really, really good. They are not an ultra high performance tyre in the summer. They are not exceptional in pushing on. But for us, when we've got a car that we want to be able to go wherever we need to go to, the Cotswold isn't famed for road maintenance in winter. The major A roads get done, you're on your own everywhere else. It's really good knowing that you're getting a car and it's just going to go. This has got 4-wheel drive, it's going to go. So let's talk a little bit about that ride comfort again. So obviously I've mentioned about the swapping out the Runflat tyres. Quite a few of the reviews I read referenced how hard the ride was. Really? I don't think so. This doesn't have the adaptive dampers because it's been optioned with the 19-inch diamond cut face wheels. And I think it's absolutely fine. I wonder if one of the reasons why this feels good is you'll notice, I've told you I'm in a John Cooper Works and I haven't got John Cooper Works buckets. This has been optioned with the lounge leather. I think they're really nice. They're still quite firm seats in the sense they're holding you and they're not like sitting in an armchair, but they are very comfortable. And comfortable isn't a bad thing when it's a family car. One of the big defining things on the John Cooper Works is the massive brakes that they put on the front. I'll make sure I check this. I wouldn't be surprised if they're 6-pots. They're absolutely huge. Unsurprisingly, the car stops exceptionally well with them on. And it's really progressive as well, actually. I obviously moaned and complained about the fact I had to change the master cylinder on my Cayman to get a bit more feel. There's no dead zone on this. It's just great. It's really progressive. It's really strong. When you put your foot straight to the floor on the brakes, if you want to stop, it stops really well. I reckon it's probably is quicker at stopping than the Cayman. The reason I doubt myself there is you're quite insulated in this, so the perception of speed is nothing like the Porsche. Even when it's in sport mode and there's a bit of sound coming in, even when you're tearing along, it doesn't feel that quick. It is a quick car. It's sub 5 seconds to 60. And I think at the top end it goes up to over 150. By anyone's imagination, a 4-wheel drive automatic car that's got 300 brake horsepower and it's in a relatively small, I would say light footprint, but everything's so heavy now, isn't it? It's definitely good. This isn't a car wow review when I'm going to jump in the back and start moving seats around and everything, but I will quickly touch on practicality. So this is basically a mini estate. Basically, I think that's what the Clubman is. It's really, really practical. I mean, said earlier we've moved from a Touran to this. They've really thought about how they built the car. Like, the boot has got loads of space underneath the false boot floor, which I was really surprised by when you think typically this is a front-wheel drive platform, and then they've obviously put a 4-wheel drive in it, so there's a diff and everything under there. There's loads of room. It's deep enough that we can put the little boxes that we sort the kids' stuff into in it, like Pack-A-Max and all that sort of stuff. So you still end up with a full boot, which I'm going to risk saying, breaking news, more practical than a 7-seat Touran. Okay, it probably won't fit. Yeah, it probably won't fit like a massive chest of drawers or anything in it. But actually, it is definitely practical. So, popped it into sport mode. I'll just give it a little squeeze. And as you can see, it just picks up and goes. And if you put it back into green or the eco mode, I think it quietens down quite a reasonable amount. The big thing you notice when you do that, after complaining that I didn't think the sport button made much difference in the Cayman, you have to do a lot of pedal travel when you put it into green to make it actually go anywhere. Have another little squeeze. Get around here. And you can just feel it gripping, it just really goes. I'm pretty sure I read that it's got either a Touran or a limited slip diff in the front. I could certainly believe that. The way it just sort of grips and goes is fantastic. And you know, coming off the roundabout there, brilliant. Very, very confidence inspiring. So I sort of touched on this briefly, I think. It's an 8-speed gearbox. A lot of people say, oh, it's the ZF8. It's not a ZF8. It's an ASIN box, I believe, which I think is the same kind of gearbox we had in our original diesel one. Still an 8-speed auto, still absolutely fine. My understanding is that this is basically, if you peel all the body panels off, it's an M135i. It's the same engine, it's the same bits and pieces, which is interesting because if you look at the aftermarket warranty through Mini, the Jonky Works is a lot more expensive, which doesn't make a lot of logical sense. But I don't think a lot of the BMW aftermarket warranty prices make a great deal of sense. There seems to be quite a tiering between the brands, and it seems to be less about the actual costs and more about, oh yes, well, it's a John Cooper Works, so of course it costs that much to have an extended warranty, even if it's got the same parts as a 1 Series in it, which costs nowhere near that much. Thanks. So options wise, I think the big thing this transmission that I really wish it had was the pan roof. I really wish we'd got one that got that. But there weren't any good ones around us, and the ones that did have it seemed horrendously priced. This will be quite interesting. I'm behind a Dodge Charger at the moment, so it might be quite loud when he pulls off. Yeah, you know, it's got all the things that you need. It's got dual zone climate, it's got heated seats, it's got a massive CarPlay screen, although not an iPad on the screen, thank God. You know, the performance is great. The seats are really comfy. I'm really pleased whoever bought this originally spec'd these seats. I'm very happy with them. It's got Harman Kardon, which I'm not convinced that these aftermarket stereo options, I'm not convinced they're as good as they used to be. I could be wrong there. But I thought when you used to have something that had Harman Kardon audio, it used to be pretty special. Oh, I see the two motorcyclists want to race each other in front of me. And the guy with the Charger's doing it. Oh, we've got to get involved as well, haven't we? Yeah, we definitely lose that fight, don't we? Definitely. I mean, the Charger does appear to be bigger than my house, would be the only comment I'd make. So we're just using the inbuilt microphone summary, like, if you want a fun, practical, understated hatch, it's really hard not to get one of these. I mean, it's genuinely quick. It drives pretty well. You've got to be doing all sorts of ham-fistedness to try and make it brake traction, even with all-season tyres on. I think it's really hard to ignore. It's a comfy, quiet place to sit. It drives well. Go get one.